All right. Shalom. This is the Brothers of GMS Louisiana Saints, the New Orleans camp, with another live camp. But before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakahagudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled and teach well. And peace and salutations to you sincere Hakim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe, me brothers and there until the end. Shalom. Shalom. And as you can, sincere Akim and Akwath can see, we're in a little bit of a different scenery right here. And you've got Essence Fest going on down in New Orleans, where Jake's down there in all kind of folly, not listening to the word if we were to be down there. But hey, that's just kind of going to go into the premise of this camp, the fame of the word, which is quickly coming upon us. And the idea behind this was a recent clip with something that happened with IUIC, where they were out preaching, and some people started shooting at them. That's just going to show, hey, look, it's getting to the point to where we're no longer going to be on the highways and byways out here for too much longer. You've had that incident, and you had another incident with another camp with somebody who was an alphabet person, part of that group beginning with LG, who was trying to ram brothers with their car while they were preaching. As Apostle Tahar's deemed 2022 to be the year of things turning up, we can clearly see it's turning up. It's not just going to be turning up prophecy-wise with things going on over in Ukraine and the Middle East with World War III, or these elites coming with their agenda, but it's also going to be these demons turning up on the men of the Lord, on the highways and byways. And what that's ultimately going to lead to is this fame of the word, which we are diligently waiting for. And I know these brothers feel the same way I do. I'm excited. I'm excited to see these prophecies quickly coming to pass, and I'm excited to see this fame of the word to where we're going to no longer be preaching. Because what does that mean?
The elect is sealed.
The elect is sealed, and what comes next? What comes next? The destruction. And then what comes after that? The kingdom. Khan, you had one?
At the Revelation 7.
Get that Revelation 7?
I grabbed it right quick.
Yeah.
It's Psalms 118, starting verse 23. And this is the Lord's doing. It is marvelous in our eyes. This is the day which the Lord hath made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it.
Hey, it's marvelous in the Lord's eyes, and this is the day that he has made, and we're marveling in it. We are at the end of our captivity. Hey, I've been in this thing for a couple of years. These brothers have been in this truth for a couple of years, but hey, when you're in this truth, it kind of ages like dog years. You feel like each year is about 5 years.
They just go by.
They just go by. The more demons start messing with you, the more you just realize how wicked this society is. And the more you read these prophecies in the scriptures, the more you realize that, hey, this is the truth. And the more you just yearn for the kingdom and yearn for this fame of the word. Because again, once that hits, hey, that's an indicator to know that we were just that much closer to getting out of here. But as for 2/3 of our people in America, and you wicked, and the rest of the wicked of our people across the planet, it's about to be lights out for you too. It's about to be lights. It's about to be a curtain call for the ministry. It's about to be a curtain call for that little place of liberty that you had open to you to hear the word.
Yeah, Babylon's about to close down, man.
Mm-hmm. You just had what's his name? Mark Zuckerberg say with Meta that they're trying to turn up the heat at the offices to get people to quit the job. Why is that? Because we're going into not just a recession, we're going into the greatest depression, where as it says in Isaiah chapter 24, the doors shall be shut in the streets. The city of confusion is broken down. This, as you just said, Babylon's closing down. At every level, this country is about to just go ass up. And you people, and of course we're mainly speaking to our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who took stock in this word and took stock in this world, but didn't take stock in the word, trying to make the best position for you in this life, hey, you're about to lose big time. And you're truly going to know that a prophet had been among you when all this hell and these calamities of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai are going to cling on to you like a horror. You got the Ezekiel, right? The 30, yeah, the 33, starting verse 30. Which one did you have? We'll come back around to that Revelation 7, but we'll go to that Ezekiel.
All right. It's Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 30. Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, everyone to his brother, saying, Come, I pray you and hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Lord.
As it says, also thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, everyone to his brother, saying, Come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from Yahweh. And you got a lot of Jakes admitting that they're Israel, but then you got a lot of them same Jakes at the same time still full of shit, still looking at this thing as a place of entertainment. You had Apostle Tahar recently do a video where he made a short clip saying Edomite women come up to the apostles and want to be our slaves. It was clearly a clickbait video, but as he was going through his video, observing the views on it, the view counts just kept going up. 48 views, 68 views, 70 views, etc., just on the straight bullshit. And he was saying, if we would have did a video saying 2nd Esdras chapter 6 breakdown, what does Russia mean in the Hebrew, what would you get? 5 views, if that, 10 views, very paltry views, because the majority of our people, again, just see this thing as a joke, as a new place to find entertainment at, as a new fad.
Might I add, if you watching this for entertainment, the Lord gonna get entertainment from watching your calamity, watching you go through it.
As it says in that Proverbs chapter 1, I will mock at you when your calamity cometh. Hey, here you are laughing at us and having a good time, but Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shan, the angels in the spirit world are just looking at you right now. It's like, you think this is funny, huh? This is a good old time to you. This is a joke. Well, I got a joke for you. Keep going on.
Ezekiel 33:31, and they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness.
Again, Jake just hearing the word, but Jake wanting to remix it into his own thing. Just the regular shit Jake get offended by when they hear that you actually got to be disciplined in this truth. What do you mean I can't pop my woman on the Sabbath? Oh, what do you mean I got to grow my beard or I can't get a lining? Oh, but I know I'm Judah.
Yeah, I can't wear dreadlocks. What do you mean the Latinos, the Israelites too? It's a black thing. What do you mean? Oh, we got elders, we got order. Nah, the Lord talking to me.
Yeah. Everything. Oh yeah, I agree with this, that, and the other, but no.
I don't agree with that part.
I don't agree with that. When these men have been on the highways and byways, since a lot of y'all were still in your daddy's nutsack, preaching this word, but you just some new razzle-dazzle nigga out here with a funky new precept breaking things down, talking about how King David had fringes on his boots or some shit like that.
Yeah, man, you have Jakes that'll be subscribed for years and don't believe in reincarnation, or don't believe in the 12 tribe sign. I agree with all of this, but I don't agree with that one thing. Like,
little leaveneth the whole lump. It's getting to the point where the Most High is making that clear division. You either all the way in, you either hot, or you. It's better to be all the way cold than to be lukewarm. Yeah. Because with all the way cold, you can at least enjoy the world. Like, oh, I may have heard that the world's coming to an end, but you know what? I'm gonna just be a nigga in America. I'm gonna go do all this wicked shit and have a good time, and you're gonna get destroyed. Or just be completely hot. If the Spirit's on you to prophesy out here doing exactly what we're doing and trying to follow the ways of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah to the best of your ability. And the one thing, and even in the world, the one thing that the Most High hates and people in the world hate is a goddamn half-stepper, a goddamn lukewarm, a wishy-washy person. Somebody that says they're going to do something and they half-ass do it. But you can tell like they don't want to go all the way through with doing it.
Another reason it's better to be cold and lukewarm is because if you're cold, you might not have come across the actual doctrine. You might have heard of the Israelites, but you didn't come across the actual truth, the great millstone, the actual gospel of the scriptures. You might have just heard about Israel. But if you lukewarm, that means you've been watching videos, you know the truth, you know who the teachers are, and you just bugged out. I'm holding it.
Oh, you hold it? Oh,
I'm bringing out for you the point you just made. And this is Luke chapter 12, verse 47. It says, and that servant which knew his Lord's will, you've been watching the videos, you agree with this, you agree with that, you push the like button, you on social media, sharing the video. I agree. They cussed out the white man. They cussed out the black woman. It says, which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes.
Being a half-stepper, being lukewarm, having 1 foot in and 1 foot out. As our elder brother Yakin always says, holding this thing in your back pocket for just in case. Oh, I'm going to college and I'm gonna get that degree, but just in case things get bad, then I'm gonna get my beard ready.
Put on a bead weird,
A weave beard.
Yeah, a beard weave.
Go
just staple it to your face.
Go get your Hebrew shirt with Ja Rule on it with some fringes on.
Hey, now they got the Walmart selling Judah t-shirts.
Yeah, go get your Judah shirt from Walmart
and pop up at camp. Hey, I've been following y'all. I've been subscribed for years. It says this. It says, that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes.
And shit. Hey, the stripes of the Lord ain't just getting hit on the back with a piece of sugar cane. It's all these calamities that we're constantly going into. The famines, which we can see are coming, World War III on the horizon, these pestilences, race wars, just everything, every horrific thing quickly coming down the pipeline.
Your worst nightmare.
Hey, it says in Proverbs that, roughly paraphrasing, unto the wicked their terrors shall come upon them. For a lot of you jakes out there, because you refuse to come back to your heritage and you scoff at the word, the Most High is going to tailor make all of your fears to cleave unto you. You're afraid of snakes. Oh, you got it. Oh, you got it. Make a point.
Make a point. But like I said, the Lord, whatever you fear the most, like I said, if you fear snakes, you fear being mauled by dogs, you fear drowning, the Lord gonna make that happen to you.
And if I could say with the dogs real quick, because a lot of jakes out there are scared of dogs. They're having such a shortage on animal food and people not wanting to buy dogs because it's just too much of a burden, that a lot of these animal pounds are just releasing wild animals into the wilderness. And what's that going to be? Those beasts with teeth to tear. As it says in Ezekiel 39, the wild beasts are moving out of their places. And in Jeremiah 15, I shall point the birds to eat them, the wild dogs to tear, all that.
I get it. This is Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go? Whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as for debt to debt, such as for to the sword, and such as for the famine to the famine, and such as for the captivity to the captivity.
We read it from the top again, Baba Kushar.
This is Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them.
If I could say real quick, where it says, when they ask us, and what are we gonna do? Hey, it's about to go in exactly what we're gonna tell you, because we've been prophesying, we've been telling you exactly what you need to do to find salvation, who your enemy is, and what's coming down the pipeline. So when the famine of the word hits and this ministry is over, the only thing we're gonna have to tell you is, look, it's just judgment time now. As it says, we were gonna get it in Ezekiel chapter 3. Our tongues are gonna cleave to the roofs of our mouth. Oh, you got it? Get it real quick, Baba Kushar.
Because Ezekiel 3, verse 26, and I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shalt not be to them a reprover, but they are a rebellious house.
And not be a reprover unto them. Look, don't do this. This is your enemy. You need to cut this out. This is what you need to do to find salvation. We're not going to be a reprover to you anymore. Hey, as it says in that Jeremiah 15 that the elders reading, we're simply going to tell you, the judge, if the Most High even puts it on the spirit for us to even talk to you in that day, the only thing we'll have to tell you is lamentations, mournings, and woe.
It might add this too. When the test is going on, the teachers are solid.
Exactly. That's
So,
a beautiful point.
So once that test begins, whatever you've been putting in, that's all you're gonna be left with.
It's right. Right now it's a study session. Right now it's a teaching session. Remember, in school, the brother made a beautiful point. In school, the teacher teach you during that semester all what to look out for. And then what happens at the end of the quarter, the test begins.
The exams.
Yeah, the exam. And we in that time. A lot of you going to be examined. Oh, shit. A lot of you going to be examined on pretty much everything that the brother talked about. Your integrity, all right. Your having fear of the Most High, all right. A lot of things is going to be tested. Your physical, your mental, and definitely your spirituals. All right? But I'm going to get back to it.
This age, since we're no longer going to be reproving to you with the right things, we're simply going to tell you this is what's coming your way. Hey, it's like you said, it's the test. It's time to take the test. I can't help you. The teacher just sit in the back and just waits to grade the papers.
That's right. There ain't no way you can cheat out this one.
Oh, God.
No, there's no paper you can look at. You know, nigga used to put the put the answers on his shoes and shit. I used to do all type of crazy shit.
Jake would have the whole. You know how like say you're doing a math test and they give you paper to write down the equations on.
Yeah.
Jake would have the breakdowns of the different mathematical equations and have a whole stack of paper on the table and put the cheat sheet in the middle of it. And Jake would pretend like you write this shit down. Look at that.
Yeah, I used to come a whole week before and just write them bitches real faint on the desk and shit, man. All type of thing. Ain't no way you can get out of this one, man. This is going to be the test of tests.
Hey, that's Jake being a supplanter, but you're trying to supplant the judgments of the Most High.
The greatest supplanter.
Who created supplanting?
You want to supplant? He supplanted you in the position you in, man.
Exactly.
All right. But this says, let me read it again. It's Jeremiah 15:2. It says, "And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus said the Lord, such as for debt to debt."
Hey, getting shot to death out here, getting eaten alive out here, getting drafted to go fight in World War III. Oh,
yeah,
they had that show on FX Spike TV called 1,000 Ways to Die.
Million ways to die.
Most High got infinite ways to die. Infinite ways to die.
It says, and such as for the sword to the sword.
Race wars, civil wars. And down here in New Orleans, we got the little Newsbreak app, and we're going to see it tomorrow morning when we wake up. Oh, and especially since it's Essence Fest down here. Oh, 5 people shot on Bourbon Street in the east. Woman gets her head blown off by a shotgun.
Yeah, they're going to really tell it that probably Monday morning. All the robberies, all the carjackings, all the car break-ins going to really cash in on Monday. You know, that's when everything get tallied up, man. You know, and I was just saying it over there. We have used the sermon to not be around you niggas, man.
Exactly.
Somebody gonna die, bro. Why the fuck go? Why would you go down there? There's nothing but lions, tigers, and bears around that bitch, man.
Niggas.
Noise, bugged out, earthy ass black women, unks, wicked ass wild hairstyles and shit, punks everywhere, levitating. You around that shit. All right? And it says, such as for debt to debt, such as for the sword to the sword, such as for the famine to the famine.
Hey, and we're coming up on that 5 to 8 weeks where they said the world's about to run out of its supply of wheat. We're coming up on that. They got this one guy on YouTube called the Southern Prepper, and he'll do this little segment called Boots on the Ground, where he gets so much information from people all across the country talking about empty store shelves, seeing how they drive by farmlands and the farmlands are flooded so they can't plant anything. Farmers are saying their crops are just wrecked. It's when you listen to that guy, you see just how bad the situation is, especially in regards to these famines. And then, of course, we can't forget these diesel fuel shortages, and not just that, diesel engine oil to put oil in the engine shortages, which they say,
you talking about the death?
Yeah, the diesel engine oil, like the oil when you get an oil change.
Yeah, it's the death too, because it's the death. The death is what runs. Yeah, that runs through the Cadillac converter and keeps everything clean and flushed out. There's a shortage on that too, man. You need that to run them big ass motherfucking trucks, man.
They don't run.
Yeah, they don't run right.
And this,
yeah, you'll fuck up emissions on one of them, man. It'll set you back some thousands.
And people ain't got that money, especially truckers now. And on that Southern Prepper guy said he gets reports of people driving by and seeing just 18-wheelers parked on the side of the road constantly. And they're saying with the diesel engine fuel exhaust and the diesel engine oil, a lot of these suppliers of these different chemicals to make it say, hey, we're going to be out until sometime into 2023. So if these truck drivers can't deliver, food to the store shelves or gasoline to these gas stations, what do you think's going to happen? You're going to sit your fucking ass down and starve.
I do that type of work, man. As an operator and shit, all in gas. A lot of these big ass forklifts, some of the small ones run off diesel, some of them run off that DEF and shit. So now you have and guess who runs the propane? Russia. Some of them run off propane, man. And all you doing is just a big ass backup because the trucks ain't coming. But okay, now we don't have diesel fuel or DEF to put in the damn forklift to move a big heavy ass pallet, a big heavy ass such and such, air conditioning. It's everybody getting fucked. There's a fucking going on, man.
Hey, they're literally saying at a lot of grocery stores, hey, one thing to do too, whoever's watching this, whenever you go to the grocery store, check the expiration date and see how close it is to expiring, because a lot of that product is damn near knocking on heaven's door and they sitting there.
Yeah, the store in Texas, HEB, they just purposely knock down the prices at that threshold of going bad, knocking down the shit. They got another store. They got a store here that's kind of like that.
And with inflation, they ain't gonna be doing that for much longer. You could be paying top dollar prices for rotted food.
Yeah, this says such as for the famine to the famine, such as for the captivity to the captivity.
Concentration camps. Hey, these mercenaries and NATO troops and Russians and Chinese coming like madmen, sparing none, kicking open doors, hey, spoiling your goods, spoiling your loved ones, and sending your ass off to get tortured at some detention center somewhere.
Yeah, and it says, and I will appoint over them 4 kinds, said the Lord, the sword to slay, and the dog to tear, and the fowls of heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy.
Animals just brutalizing people out here because, hey, it ain't just going to be people not finding food. Animals, wild dogs, them animals in the zoo, you name it, ain't going to have food either. So what are they going to do?
Oh, go ahead. Make it fun.
What are they going to do? Well, so you got a lot of people quitting jobs. So for one, you got these stray dogs out here. And when people can't even work at the zoo anymore, they're just going to leave them animals there to their own devices. And animals are going to get out, and everything will be roaming the streets, just packs of wild dogs attacking people and tearing them apart, along with lions, tigers, and bears, literally.
And I brought that out. I bring it out time and time again for the Hurricane Katrina. It was like that. The YSCA that did a special how at the time of Katrina they went out trying to find stray dogs and put them in cages and ship them out. And a lot of them, you'll have an American bulldog. This dog is in anywhere in the ballpark of 100 to 120 pounds. You can tell he had dropped weight. His eyes drooped over. His ribs were showing, but he was hella vicious. He was wanting to eat. They were running after the people and shit. My bad. They were running after the people. People couldn't even save them because they were so in that killer instinct to eat, man.
A hungry dog is a scary animal.
Oh yeah.
And if I could give a little testimony, I remember it was one time when we were going out of town. We had to get up early in the morning to go drive there, and in my neighborhood they have packed. There's a dog. That's a spirit. But I remember I got up at like 4 a.m. to go meet the bros by their house. Go meet the bros by their house, and there every now and then there are packs of stray dogs in my neighborhood. And right when I walked out of the door, it was like 3 big old dogs just looking at me, barking at like 4 a.m. And best believe in that moment, I started praying to the Most High in my head. That's what we're working for right now, to have that protective hedge, because those dogs followed me to my car. I had to put all my bags in, and then like they were just looking at me and barking, but then something happened. They just ran off.
Yeah. I'd have been 15, 20 minutes late on that one.
Shit, I was running a little late trying to get there. Oh, you got it.
I was gonna make a point when like you say, the Lord will give these people that's pointing to wherever to their fear. They Lord go, our brothers up, we be the hopefully elect. He will deliver us out of our fears.
Right. Hey, as it says in somebody can give me that Job 6 real quick. Kind of, you can break it down too.
This
Start verse 19.
This Sirach chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of their destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts, scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction.
Where the elder literally just bring out in Jeremiah 15, the sword to slay, the teeth of wild beasts to tear. But you got it out with the spirits created for vengeance.
Yeah, and it says that he sent them out to appease the wrath, meaning that he's pissed off, he's angry what's going on, and that just really it relieves it, like that anger.
Fulfill his anger.
Yeah.
And what's it saying? Psalms either 7 or 10. The Most High is angry with the wicked daily. Well, we're just men in flesh right now preaching the word. Imagine the Most High. If we're vexed and angry and want to see the world just destroyed, imagine the Most High right now. Elishad, the great demon-like power.
Scripture says the day of vengeance burns in his heart.
Yeah.
Man, sometimes you'll be either just looking at pictures, brothers be making a Yahweh Shai or Yahweh, and when you see them really angry pictures, even though it's just an illustration, you get like shook a little bit.
Yeah.
Like when you just have that austere look and that beard.
Yeah, they got the old like the old Grey Millstone videos. They got this image of it's like a black and white, but his
He got
eyes
the
are
red
red.
eyes.
Yeah,
And he mean look.
man. Yeah.
And then ones where you see Yahweh sitting on the throne
Nah.
and his eyes are white, and you just man. Shit, if an image can get you shook, imagine when he starts sending them spirits created for vengeance to appease his anger. Just recently, down here too, what would you have that one Eve who did something to her man, and he had the AK and shot her in the middle of the street. The Most High was so cold, he had her shaking on the ground, not dead yet, and Jake went up right in her head.
She was still twitching. The spirit was still in her body, man.
And then I think I heard that same Jake, he shot some more cops on his fleeing to Tennessee. That's a spirit created for vengeance. The Most High about to put a cold spirit, not just on these animals out here, but on these people as well. As it says in Matthew 24, and because iniquity or lawlessness shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And we talk about it a lot. You got a lot of these forums on YouTube and these different like groups and stuff. And when you read the comment section, like you just hear some demented shit. Like a lot of people are just hurt and angry, pissed.
Yeah, a lot of these red pill jakes, these red pill Edomites, all they do is watch Fresh and Fit, Kevin Samuel. They just hate women. In that day, man, we like the brother said, when you read the comments, it's nothing but Jake saying, man, I can't wait till food stamps get cut off. I can't wait till Section 8 get cut off. Keisha gonna get it. Jake is in the spirit of just unleashing holy hell on Eve, man.
Hey, Jake on his woman, E on his woman, and shit. Then we go to this prepper community. I've been seeing this new thing come up on the algorithm lately called what is a wolf prepper. And a wolf prepper are those preppers that no other preppers have stuff, so they're gonna be like a wolf and go hunt them. And on one of the comments section, one of those videos, it was a guy that said, "I'm a former Marine sniper scout, and you people are stupid posting this shit on YouTube because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post up a mile away from where you're at and snipe you, and then come and take your shit." And this is just on a regular old YouTube video talking about how to can peaches. Niggas out here talking about sniping people and taking your shit.
Brothers been saying that for years, though. Like how stupid it is to advertise to the world that you prepared for a day where nobody else is prepared, and they looking at you like food, man.
Yeah.
And what shit. And a lot of that shit y'all preppers have been storing up anyways for the elect.
God.
What does it say? The riches that the wicked store up are
Laid up for the just.
it's gonna be like that movie The Road. They went a couple of days without eating, and then they just found that whole underground bunker full of everything to their heart's desire. A lot of
they had even they took a bath, put on fresh clothes.
the dad even combed his beard and put some like shampoo and cologne in there. And I remember in the scene, him and his son, he put on a whole like suit like from back in the day. And of course when you see him before in the movie, they're all emaciated, dirty and stuff, but they all clean and everything. And he rolls himself a cigarette and smokes it, and he looks at his son and is like, "You probably think I'm from another world."
Man, this is spirit, because in that day we always talk about how, you know, there's only so much prepping you could do. There's only so much you don't know in that day if you'll even be able to make it to your bunker.
You might be on vacation.
Yeah, you might be on vacation. You might be at work. Anything can happen to where you won't even be able to drive home. So the Most High has it set up strategically so that a lot of these bunkers and bug out rooms, they're actually set up for the elect. the men of the Lord, you might be fasting for 2 or 3 days and come across a house just full of food. And the prepper that lived there, he's already in the spirit world. Or he's somewhere in a concentration camp getting tortured while you're in his house with your feet kicked up, man. The Lord's going to deliver his elect.
Hey, with your man and your woman. Not your man, with your woman and your kids. Not with your man.
There's a man that's sleeping with his
But not with my heart.
Yeah, go ahead.
But hey, the Most High told us, hey, not to be. Of course, if you can, like Apostle Tahar and a lot of brothers have been saying, you can put a few jugs of water and cans of food to the side, then there's nothing wrong with that. The Most High gave us a mind to be diligent and observant on things and just intelligent. We're the princes of the power.
You give prophecies.
Yeah, so it's normal to do that. But when you get in this whole space, say you got this whole from space here to space there, just with tubs of food that lasts for 28 years,
Yeah, you bugged out.
You a menace.
You got like just bullets stored up to go to war with China, like all your Jake. Your gun's not gonna be able to deliver you in that day. Only how about you now, shot guns, canned goods. That lasts you what, a week, 3 days maybe.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord's not with you. You're gonna be destroyed.
And think about if all hell break loose and you, like you said, you're away from your stairs. Say you are 5 miles away. That may not seem like a long distance now, but when you got people running the street, people killing each other, people stealing it, like
Barricades everywhere.
Yeah,
What Yahushua say? Go not back to your house for your stuff. Where you're at, that's where you're at. You just got to keep going forward. And that's what we're about to get in that second Ezra 16 and 40. We're spiritually prepping right now. And the Most High told us to be pilgrims upon the earth. And with the pilgrim, what does that mean? You're not sedentary. You're moving place to place, and we're relying on Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai to guide us in the right direction.
Fully moving off faith.
Yep. This second Ezra chapter 15 verse 40. Oh my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle.
Which is what we're doing right now, making ourselves ready to the spiritual battle.
And in those,
which at the end of the day, there's going to be a physical aspect to it, just surviving during JT, but ultimately at the end of the day, it's a spiritual battle. A perfect example of being a pilgrim is that movie, The Book of Eli. The man was blind.
He literally walked by faith and not by sight.
And you notice in that movie, he didn't stay in one place for too long. The spirit told him where to go. Shalom, man. The spirit told him where to go and what to do, and he just followed it. That's what we're going to be doing in that day.
And it says,
you can read down to 44 about it, sure.
All right, good. And it says, and in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
And keep it moving. As we just quoted, you may not be around your house. You may not be around your woman or your family or your preps or anything like that. Wherever you're at, that's when these scriptures are supposed to kick into place and just say, rely on the Spirit to guide you where you need to go. And of course, again, you can say that and think about that movie, The Book of Eli, as an example, but do you really believe that? Do you really believe that the Most High is literally going to guide you through everything that's about to take place?
It's easy to say.
It's easy to say. That we were talking about that too when we did that Shabbat lesson. Like, it's easy to say now that, oh, I know what's going to happen after we die, and that, oh, I'm not going to take the MOTB and all that. But when you head in the guillotine, if that's your lot,
keep that same energy.
Keep that same energy. Not saying bros are going to get weak or anything like that. But hey, we don't know what our lot is. Yeah. We don't know what our lot is.
And in all honesty, you gotta have the Spirit of the Lord on you in order to really truly endure. You can't do this on your own.
Oh yeah.
Ain't no amount of working out, ain't no amount of storing up stuff gonna help you get through that. The Spirit of the Lord has to be on you in order for you to endure.
Hey, I roughly paraphrasing, it says in the scriptures, there was a man that built like a grain silo and was like, okay, I've done all my work today, so you know what? I'm gonna relax and enjoy my labors. And so the next day he died, just like that. And the brother, you made a good point. The brother Amawan Gabar said, you just said, you need the Spirit to just be able to get through all this as it is. The brother Amawan Gabar did a video where he said, imagine if we were reading the scriptures and understood it, but like it was just off of our own carnal minds and it wasn't the Spirit leading us. You bug out. You bug the fuck out.
And Jakes do that. Jakes that don't have the Spirit, you can see him bug out. It's all of you, how about Shana Shah. It's not of us. That's important to keep in mind.
Kind of. Keep going, and then we can get that Job, and then whatever y'all got.
He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose.
And these are going into examples of the spirit you should be in, being as a pilgrim, somebody who's not set in their ways, they're set in their goods. Because we know everything is about to pass away. Literally, we say it all the time. Abaratazah, we're of that number. We aren't even bringing these bodies onto the chariots. We're not even bringing these minds onto the chariots. So how much more this carnal, physical shit on this side?
It's just your spirit that's going to be in the chariot if you're of the elect. Otherwise, your spirit going to go straight to the Father. Your body's going to be radiated or who knows?
A husk.
It'll be fuel for the fire.
Exactly.
He that occupieth merchandise as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. Now,
of course, this caveat here, Jake, we're not telling you if you got a little business or some way to make money to just fuck it. You know what? I'm not going to work anymore. I'm gonna let the house fall apart. Just hey, get your daily bread, but don't let it become your main focus. Don't let that vanity become your main concern.
He that soweth as if he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers.
Hey, and as the Apostle Paul said, hey, those with wives be as though you be not married. Of course, brothers in this truth got women, got children, got jobs, got a so-called life that they go by. But again, that can't be your main concern. Just let it be your daily bread to get you by, but don't forget your first love. Don't walk away from your first love. The knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Because as we've been going into, that's ultimately going to be what's going to save us in that day. Not the preps, not the reps, not the bullets, not the 30-year food supply, not the glizzy, the chopstick, the Ahura Mazda, none of that. Simply Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
The Lord said you gotta hate your life. If you don't hate your life, you can't serve the Lord. So that doesn't mean hate your family members. Literally, like it just means to put this truth before everything.
Love them less.
Love less.
And easy. The more you gain in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in this truth, and of course it's easier said than done, but in your spirit, the more you realize, look, the sacrifice I'm making, the losses I'm getting on this side, I'm working towards that big W, because we got to get it at some point. We don't have to get it now, but that Matthew 19, where it says, those that have forsaken fathers and mothers and lands and everything for my sake shall receive 100-fold. We're going to get everything back. You're going to get everything to your heart's desire back. Not just that, but 100-fold, and in its perfection. It's never going to be stolen again. It's never going to leave you. It's just going to be, you're going to be at rest. But we just got to go through that narrow path right now. Shit. Got to get that 2 Ezra 7. You get that for me real quick. 2 Ezra 7. Matthew 19. We'll get that 7. We'll get that 7, and then we'll jump to that Job. You can start me at 6.
All right. The 2 Ezra chapter 7, verse 6. There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things.
Speaking of the kingdom of heaven, the great city that we're waiting for, is set upon a broad field, an open field. And we're going to get the fatness of the earth in the dew of heaven. And it's full of good things. Everything to your heart's desire, 100-fold. Having the law, statutes, and commandments in us first and foremost. Righteousness and being able to execute judgment on wickedness. Having full dominion over everything. Which is shit.
Revelation 2 and 26. Having the power, that exousia, that authority over everything. Just being able to make whatever you want to happen in righteousness. You're not going to want anything wicked.
And that's what, as the more days, hours, minutes I have in this truth, the more I just contemplate on that. It's just all the wickedness we see, and just being able to, your word goes, you'll be able to execute instant justice on it, instant judgment, and purge evil from the earth. Keep going on.
The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if it were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water.
The entrance thereof is narrow, with that narrow path, and then the fire on the right hand and the water on the left, that broad way that leadeth to destruction. And we can clearly see, again, it's Essence Fest weekend. A lot of people are walking in that broad path right now. And some of them are going to get their judgment this weekend and go to the spirit world. And some of them are just going to build up their tab of iniquity so they can get that ultimate judgment during JT. The brother of Bakar Amath was doing a video, and he said, man, these people are just through. It was some quote where it was like, I'm not going to worry about the bad times now. It's just I live for the vibes and the feels in the moment.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people were going into July 4th weekend. A lot of people are can't pay their bills, on the verge of losing their job, a whole verge of getting kicked out of their houses. But look, oh no, I got to go buy the ribs. I got to go buy the chicken. I got to go buy the charcoal. I got to go buy the $40 bottles of Hennessy. Hey, I'm gonna worry about hey, those problems are for tomorrow. But hey, tomorrow's gonna come a lot quicker than you think. You're gonna have your weekend of bullshit, and then you're gonna come back to reality. Lights out of your house, no job, no food.
Strung out on fentanyl.
Mm-hmm. Keep going on.
And one only path between them, both even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once.
And hey, so small that one man can go there at once. Hey, we're a brotherhood and we help each other out. But at the end of the day, every man's walk is his walk. Every man's got their own trials that they're gonna go through. And it'd be a blessing. It'll be a blessing if you have brothers to be around you during JT. But I just kind of been preparing myself mentally to be by myself on JT. Not saying that I want to, but that could be your lot. Because how could you be tested the most? By yourself. When you have to apply all the knowledge you've been getting on this side. You don't have a brother that's like, oh, we're in this situation. This precept. Remember, no, you gotta like and Eli, he was by himself. Yeah. You gotta go through that path by your own.
Remember, Yahushua was by himself when he was about to go on that cross. He took Peter, James, and John with him, but they kept falling asleep. And he would go forward and he would, pray that the Lord remove it from him. But he said, in the end, if this be, what I must go through, then Lord, so let it be. But the thing is, he had to go through that by himself, even though he took 3 of his disciples with him. That was something he had to endure on his own.
Mm-hmm. That's a very beautiful point. And shit, what happened after Yahushua went through his hour of temptation? Where's he at right now?
Right now.
And if we go through our hour of temptation, where are we going to be? Right hand to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, along with the rest of the elect. Keep going on.
It says, if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before, how shall he receive this inheritance?
It literally tells you we got to go through it. There's no easy path through this. There will be a Jacob's trouble. There will be the famines. There will be the charagma. There will be Esau coming down in great wrath, like coming down in great wrath because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And that's why we're diligently preaching this word right now. And so we can hope to have that protective hedge over us, and to you sincere Akim and Akwat that are on this side listening, and you take heed to these words. Because like we opened up with this camp, the fame of the word is quickly coming. Again, I don't know if we mentioned it or not, but you had this one incident recently with IUIC where they got shot at. And then, of course, you constantly got YouTube doing their shit to take our videos off the internet. We can clearly see that this ministry is coming to an end. The spigot to these rivers of living waters is about to be turned off. And we're good on that. You can get that Amos.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai.
Yeah, this is a famine of not your usual famine, like you said, bread or water, but of hearing the word, meaning that, like you brought out earlier, You're going to make our tongue clean to the roof of our mouth. Right now, the word is out there. It's going to come a time where you're not going to be able to get it. And keep going.
Verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and shall not find it.
God, and the Lord going to hide it from you. You're going to be looking everywhere, running up and down to and from all over the earth. Man, where them prophets at? I know they was out there. They ain't out there no more.
You have plenty,
down, all that stuff.
you have plenty of time. You had going on 60 fucking years to get it.
Yeah. They're going to be showing up to Canal Street where we preach at.
Oh, this is the spot.
We're not going to be there, man. We're not there now. That's the spirit.
Shit, we don't want to be there. As it is, we don't want. Of course, we want to preach the word. We're not saying we don't want to do the work, but we want it to come to an end because we're ready for the kingdom.
Yeah, we weren't made to preach forever. We're just made to preach to seal the elect.
And the day that we're off that, especially goddamn Canal Street, it's been nothing but polarity niggas, fucking just
bug outs with black fingernails.
It's just been, man,
psychopathic black women.
Man, we're gonna, when we in the King Abarak is out with that number, we're gonna have a good laugh looking back on those times on Canal Street.
That good yayan.
Oh yeah. That 1,000-year-old wine, which man, we talking about some wine. Yahweh Shai got chilling in that fathership, just a big old bottle. This is just me speaking as a man imagining it. It's been stewing for the last 2,000 plus years. You'll need spiritual bodies to drink it, because if you drink it in these bodies, you'll be like a cockroach that got hit with raid and fall on your back. And just be as the apostles say, you gotta have a little fun.
But the scriptures do say we are going to drink with Yahweh Shai, which further proves that the kingdom is going to be on earth. We're going to have extraterrestrial bodies, which we can enjoy the physical realm as well as go into the spiritual world.
Have a conversation with the Father.
That's something that
can you imagine that?
Can't even imagine that
have a direction, have a connection straight to Yahweh. We can just transition to the spirit world, have a literal conversation with Yahweh.
We're going to be perfect, so he could talk to us directly.
He can look. It says he can't behold unrighteousness and wickedness, but we're going to be righteous and perfect. So
we need Yahweh Shai to get to the Father right now, which we always will. But right now, he's a mediator to allow us to communicate in the heavens.
And we're not downplaying Yahweh Shai by any means.
Which you can't do that. You have jakes that just want to go straight to the Father now. The Most High is not dealing with us. He sent down His Son to deal with us. You can't cast off the Son. You can't. Man, you Old Testament niggas, man. Y'all have been through it. So, this is the Revelation 7 or Joel.
Not holding anything. Shit. We can get that, Joe. Because as we read in that 2nd Esdras chapter 7, hey, we are going through these dangerous times. But again, what we're doing right now is storing up our spiritual treasure, our spiritual bank account, so we can hope to have that protective hedge of Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai around us. Because that's literally going to be the only thing that's going to save us in that day. Nothing else. Again, not the preps or the reps, not being fresh and fit, not any red pill knowledge, prepping knowledge, just all that shit. As we can see, getting closer to the end, these people that a couple of years ago they were proud with all this knowledge they had, they're starting to bug out. You got some of these preppers. I don't want to give his name, but Canadian prepper, like he does a lot of news information on the war in Ukraine and them talking about using nukes now, and he's starting to bug out. Like he's coming onto his program now with like level 4 bulletproof vests on. He got like little shutters that can come down on the window. He's like, I'm getting scared now, you're Canadian. I'm getting scared now, I never thought I could never imagine how things would play out to get to a nuclear war, but now I'm seeing it. But who's been prophesying about nuclear war coming? Decades. So it's no new thing to us. These people are bugging out, and we can truly see what it says in Isaiah 33 verse 6, and knowledge, wisdom, and understanding shall be the stability in thy times. We want the nukes to come. How many people out there, if you just told somebody, oh yeah, I want there to be a nuclear war, I want missiles to hit this place and burn it to a crisp. They be calling 911.
Get you one of them rums with the pads everywhere. But yeah, if you don't believe in the chariots, what hope do you have for World War III? World War III is not going to be, as it tells you in Isaiah 9, it's not going to be fought with swords, it's not axes, bow and arrow. It's going to be fought through fuel of fire. So if you don't believe a chariot can deliver you out of a nuclear explosion, what hope do you have?
You can't fight a ICBM with the AR-15.
Nah.
Were you gonna be like the Flash in Justice League and hit the Speed Force and run back into time? The Flashpoint Paradox. Shit, even in that, the Flashpoint Paradox, they had a little movie about it. It ended in a nuclear war.
Sure did.
It ended in a nuclear war.
That's the conclusion of the matter. That's the only way this thing can end.
That's it.
Yeah.
There is no other way to end.
Yeah.
Because why? Because that's how the Lord wrote it. It's written that way.
Exactly.
As
And Esau has that term called MAD, mutually assured destruction. So as soon as one country with nukes shoots it off, that's going to set off a chain reaction. There's no turning back. It tells you in the scriptures that once the arrows are sent, they're not going to be sent back.
like an archer that's sent forth arrows, they can't go back. And it, man, we might have to start getting into the news, but you got Putin talking big shit right now.
Oh yeah.
You had I think it was a guy named Poroshenko. It's one of the guys in Putin's cabinet. He's saying, look, it's coming to the point to where we're going to have to use nuclear weapons. This is the type of talk that's happening on Russian state media over there, the type of talk that's happening in the news.
Yeah, they talk about it openly in Russia. Here, they try to keep the people docile. In Russia and China, they're openly telling their citizens to prepare for World War
That's the
III.
smartest thing to do.
Yeah.
They got bunkers prepared. In Finland, I heard they got one of the biggest underground bunker networks for the regular civilians.
Yeah.
That's just a smart way to prepare. But over here, what's the most somebody's got? A basement. A basement with a damn
And a sausage.
or a CR TV monitor and they and a damn that 70s show poster on the wall. That's the most they got over here. But these other nations, they gearing up. Russia's preparing their Vladimir Putin's looking to get a new enhanced emergency powers to do a general mobilization of the entire Russian military. They know World War III's coming. Over in China, you had a clip where one guy, it was during one of their, I'm going to say the word, quarantine. Yeah, one Moabite grabbing a woman. He had the whole garb on. He's like, look, you need to stop acting like this. You need to be more compliant with the government. Don't you know we're going to war against the U.S.? They're getting ready over there. The average citizen is in that mindset. And that's really just the mindset to be. As it says in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, there's a time and a season for everything. A time for love and a time for hate, a time for peace and a time for war. And we can clearly see that we're living in the city with unwalled, the village, the unwalled, the city without gates, pretty much. America, people living docile, again, enjoying Essence Fest, going into July 4th weekend, thinking everything's going to be hunky-dory while the whole world is literally tilting on its axis. It's on fire.
And when you talk to Jake and Eve, they more like, I don't want that negativity. Just bring positive energy.
The vibes. It's all about the vibes.
Positive vibrations.
Oh, there's going to be a vibration when the nukes start rocking the earth to and fro like a drunkard.
Yeah.
It's going to be positive for the elect.
Yeah, Tom.
But hey, you got that, Joe? But hey, this is, again, we're putting all our chips in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Because Abarat Zah, that number, hey, that's going to be our protective hedge in that day, our salvation.
And this is the book of Job, chapter 5, started at 17. Behold, happy is the man whom the Most High correcteth, therefore despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty.
And a lot of brothers have been doing videos right now lately about how these demons are going to intensify, and we're going to have to start being more stern in our spirit, just cutting off our appetites and our attention on things that may be pulling us away in the truth. And that's the Most High chastising us and correcting us to put us in that austere spirit, that cold spirit, so we'll be able to maneuver through these times to come. So when I think the brother Yakina, he told me this. He's like, hey, whenever the Most High takes something away, he's adding something to you. So yeah, it may hurt. Oh, I know you. Let me just finish my point. Oh, water? Yeah, we got a few over here. Yeah. We good over here. Hey, when the Most High cuts something away, it more often than not, it's gonna hurt. But you just got to look at it in the spiritual aspect. What are you gaining? And you may not, at that moment, you may not understand the reason why it's happening. But down the line, when you're in a situation,
It's gonna make sense.
it'll be a practical application of it. But you got it.
I would say that's the spirit.
I'm
but
sweating.
that's- I would say-
I'm sweating too.
I would say that's the spirit, but hey, me and the elder losers learned the lesson on that. Going to like the chastening of the Lord is needed for us. It's true. All right, because at the end of the day, we not being chastised, the Lord could just put you to death easily if He wanted to. All right, so always we being chastised and rebuked of the Lord because He loved us. All right, just as a physical son loved his son. All right, always the physical son, physical father, whoop his son, so he
corrected
better.
him.
Yeah, correct.
If ye be without chastisement, then are ye not sons but bastards, as it says in Hebrews. These people out here are living as bastards. 2/3 of our people in America and the wicked of our people in the rest of the world are bastards. The Most High didn't even give them the spirit to understand this truth. They're just going about building up iniquity upon iniquity just so He can be further justified and just rolling them out with that judgment.
He could have woken up the whole nation. He could have had us all repent. It's not written. It's written for the elect. Abaratazah, we're of that number. There's an elected amount that are going to get it, and 2/3 that are cast off, man.
Can you go down to you can go down to 23. Any brothers got any points you want to make? Interject with the precepts.
For he maketh sore and bindeth up, he woundeth, and his hands make whole.
And He maketh sore and bindeth up, and he gonna bind up your wounds, spiritually, to make you that much more, just that much more faithful and humble towards Him, and just be in a better position than you were before.
He shall do.
You had a point?
I would say it be renewed day by day.
Mm-hmm. And what are we looking for? New heavens and a new earth. Renew.
Kainos. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee.
Hey, and we know that 7, where no evil shall touch us, is getting beamed up on them chariots when them nukes start flying. Because what does it say? The righteous shall scarcely be saved. Hey, we're going to hear the this is not a test. People running around and screaming. You're going to be seeing them stars going through the heavens and coming back down.
Blotting out the sky.
Blotting out the sky, and then what? If we're at that number.
Right here in the Hebrew, come hither.
Mm-hmm. And one brother, man, I'll never forget this one dream the brother had when he was getting beamed up. He said there were so many missiles in the sky when he was getting beamed up that he was moving, the spirit was moving him in between him as he was going up.
Man.
Like you were lit. Imagine you're a little man and these missiles that are the size of skyscrapers, you're just flying up the side of it.
Then you looking down and seeing mushroom cloud, boom,
I don't
boom,
know
boom. You're gonna be terrified, man. Even with the knowledge of the truth and being in a more ancient spirit, a more austere spirit, you're gonna lose it, man.
And let me say this: you not in your right mind if it don't terrify you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the judgment of the Lord at the end.
Yeah, it's the day of the Lord.
Hey, it said there's this movie called Small Soldiers with these like little killer action figures, and one of the action figures was talking to this one girl, and he's like, "We're all scared. You'd have to be crazy not to be."
Yeah.
Hey, Ezra was scared when he saw the vision.
Woe is me.
Woe is me.
Who will deliver me
Who
in those
delivered
days?
me in those days? Imagine just seeing a vision of, the chariots wreaking havoc, missiles, just everything, just mass destruction. It was a Habakkuk that was like, were you angry at the rivers?
Yeah.
Were you angry at the Mississippi River? Like, it's gonna be dried up, man.
Hey, I just got goosebumps thinking about what you just, like, I heard you say it, but then I started thinking what you were saying, like, you're getting beamed up and looking down, you're getting in the sky and just seeing mushroom, like,
Yeah.
in an instant.
Like that. Man, but y'all won't play with the Most High. Yeah, keep it up. It says,
Congratulations, you played yourself.
It says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword.
What was it saying, Isaiah 63, or Isaiah 65 and 13? Hey, my servant shall eat and drink but ye shall starve and hunger and thirst. My servants shall rejoice, but ye shall lament for all these sorrows and calamities that are coming upon you. It said, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. What's that ultimate sword? The missile. And the Most High guiding us through Jacob's trouble, through the Esau having these race wars with Jake, the martial law troops, all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I was gonna say how you just brought that out in Isaiah. The Lord did the same thing when He delivered us out of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Right out of ancient Egypt. He was plaguing ancient Egypt, but we were good. He protected Israel from all the plagues and famines and all the things that he was plaguing Egypt with, but Israel was good on everything.
They literally said when darkness was all over Egypt, where Jake was dwelling, there was light there. So,
It's happening now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's happening now through the Spirit. Like spiritually, we have the light. Like it tells you in Isaiah 60, the world is covered in gross darkness, but the light has shined on us. And in ancient Egypt, that was literal. There was a darkness so thick that you could light a match in your hand and you couldn't see the flame in front of you.
People,
it said they couldn't see the stars.
Yeah.
No light, literally.
Pitch blackness, man.
I was reading that in Wisdom of Solomon the other day. It said they were literally scared of the things that they thought were there than the things that were actually there. And men were having heart attacks out of fright. And what does it say now? Men are going to have heart attack. Their hearts are going to fail them for the terror that's coming.
Yeah, you can see it happen. I'm going to get this in Isaiah real quick to make
you break it down too.
You quoted it. I'm going to make a quick point. This is Isaiah 65, verse 13. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. I just want to say this is a future prophecy, but really it's already happening right now. When you look at what's going on in the news, we're the only people on earth that are excited about World War III. We're the only people that are excited about famines. Like if you were just a random person and you would have come around us while we were talking, you hear us say things like, why are these guys excited about
laughing at people dying and shit?
Why are they happy that gas is going to be $10? Like, who would be happy about gas going up to the point where nobody can drive?
$20 a gallon.
Kind. Jake not trying to ride around and just lollygag. Here we want all hell to break loose. We want you niggas to lose your minds and not have any food, so you can go to your neighbor's house and just check him out, man. This is what we want to happen because it's the prophecies that are going to lead to the kingdom. Put this back in Job. It says, at destruction. I skip one. 21. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh.
Point blank, period. And read that next one because that goes into exactly what you were saying. Just saying,
at destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh.
We're laughing right now. When we hear bad news, that's good news to us. When we hear people get put down in judgment, when we hear all them Edomites that are butchering each other over in Ukraine, that's shit. I wake up with a smile on my face. As things get worse, we get happier. Oh, you got it.
Yeah, those are Nazis, man.
Literal neo-Nazis.
No, those are actual Nazis.
Yeah.
Like, they're not even neo. Those are the actual Nazis, and America's pro-Nazi now all of a sudden, man.
And they had one French Edomite who was going to fight over for Ukraine, and he was like, "Yeah, when I was over there, they said that they would skin 1948ers, so-called Jews and blacks without a second hesitation."
Yeah, they had it on the website. If you're a black person going over there to volunteer, don't be surprised if they call you a nigger. Like, why would you?
That's just their cultural, a nigger, a monkey.
Why would you go volunteer to help some people that are going to call you a nigger? Like what?
Yeah, they look at you as a subhuman.
Yeah,
shit. And they Edomites too, but I'm pro Putin. Putin 2022, Putin 2023, and then Putin in slavery.
Yeah, the Most High is pro Putin, man. He's pro Russia. He's pro the bear, destroying Babylon, and he's going to enslave them. You know, we're everything the Most High is with, man.
Exactly. Hey, good job. Good job fulfilling prophecy. Now go cook them dead bodies.
Yeah, pick up them bricks.
In the valley of Haman God. Go pick up them dead bodies.
It says, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Hey,
in that little account I gave earlier, like these were literally like big stray like just dogs, 3 of them. They were waiting for me when I walked out of my house and followed me till I walked to my car, just barking at me. But then I pray to the Most High in my mind. And of course, you got 3 fucking dogs there. You're just like, well, I may be able to choke one of these dogs out, but then the other 2, Jake start thinking you be grabbing on you. But then they just, something happened, like they're literally wanting a noise or anything, they just ran off down the street. That's gonna be moments for us in that day. And on another note, shit, you could be at the point, say like a bunch of redneck or neo-Nazi Edomites are about to put you down. The Most High could have a lion or a bear come out of nowhere and just tear them apart, or you make you move, make you exit right.
Or give them spiritual power.
Anything.
Have it where you disappear. How would I disappear from crowds of people?
We're coming into the time where the unbelievable is about to become the believable. And as it says, then shall it be known.
Who are my children?
Hey, and look, if the Lord says it's gonna be the time that the earth has never seen before, no nation, none of that, expect to see miracles that we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
You gotta think about it.
Yeah. If the destruction is going to be this high, and Esau's technology is going to be this high on the left-hand side, how much more the right hand? The right hand's going to have to show his power.
And what Yahushua say? You're going to do greater things than me. And he was talking about himself in that body right there.
Yeah. He was doing miracles, so many the book couldn't even contain.
Yeah.
So, just backing up what you said, hey, expect to see miracles. And as Yahushua said, you're going to do greater than me. Hey, say, let's hypothetically speak. Say a camp is going on, and somebody comes up and starts shooting at brothers, and he puts his hands up and stops the bullets. That feed is going to cut off immediately. And the troops are coming straight out after that.
Esau going to hit the Kabar like, cut that.
You're going to hit the. Nah, I'm going to leave it. Well, shit. Hey, what's it saying? Isaiah 59. So we don't paraphrase it. Hey, that standard is coming, and that standard can only come when the enemy comes in, when that devil comes down on us. So the worst things, you got to be hoping and expecting for things to get worse, because that's the only way it's going to get better. Yeah.
No.
Oh, kind of.
It's Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west.
And where are we at right now? The Western Hemisphere, the ends of the earth, as it said. As in Acts chapter 1, where the disciples asked him, is now the time that thou shalt restore the kingdom? He's like, no, you're going to have to prophesy here and there and at the ends of the earth. And that's exactly what we're doing right now, prophesying at the ends of the earth. And then, as it says in Matthew 24, verse 14, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world, to the ends of the earth, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. Then shall the end come. And since we're seeing the end come, what does that mean?
The gospel being preached.
Yeah, you got Jakes in China, Japan, Australia.
Singing songs about Yahweh.
In the Philippines, yeah.
It's, man,
Beautiful.
you get, and another thing I'll never forget is Elder Malcolm of the Chicago camp said, like, he got people sending him videos from South Korea saying, look at your videos. It's his videos that he do, but they have the South Korean language translations on the bottom of it. That's how far this word has gone. And we just talking about the bros that got cameras up. Imagine, shit, you got people out there that are saying, oh, we need to come together to make seeing the 144,000 that much easier. But one, it's not us that are waking up people. It's Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai waking people up. But again, who knows how many sincere brothers out there preaching without cameras in the most remotest areas. Hey, you could have a brother in a village in, let's say, like one of them Japhite islands in the Pacific. He could preach to his whole village, and they could all be the elect and wake them all up there. There could be a whole village of 50 people woken up.
Yeah, they had that in St. John, the 4th chapter. The heathen woman at the well, she went and told her man or whoever, and it was a bunch of Jakes that were still in Samaria, and they believed. And that nobody in Jerusalem knew that was going on. That was all the way in Samaria.
And look, hey, shit. Just the other couple of weeks at camp, those 2 Gadites that came up, they recorded with their phone.
Yeah.
Who knows? They recorded with their phone, obviously, to show
with the intent to show their family. Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't just doing that just for themselves. They doing it to show.
And who knows how many people could have been woken. They could have been both of them could have been of the elect, and say we gave them the information to our page and the page of the apostles. They could be reading, watching, and studying right now, and then what? Turn around, become prophets, and preach the word.
In that video, he called it edification with two Gadites, or Gad will overcome at the last.
Mm-hmm.
Like brothers all over the world are seeing that. So it's Gadites, not just those two, but it's other Gadites are watching it, man. So,
and that's a cut to you goddamn black only Israelites.
y'all are finished, man. Where are y'all camps at?
Exactly. Where are the black only Israelites? The only one I ever knew of was this guy named the Island Hebrew.
Yeah, the camp was
He's
just
a one man.
Yeah.
He was an old head. He was an old jig chilling in the Bahamas.
So I'm not dealing with that, man.
Literally, you see his 4-wheeler behind him on the sand. You see somebody drinking out of a coconut, and he just wearing an Under Armour shirt and a baseball cap. So,
Yeah, Most High's not dealing with the Island Hebrew. But it says,
you sorry.
okay.
I'm gonna start from the top. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
Lift up a standard against him. And give me Psalms 125.
But if I make a statement real quick,
Kind.
that word standard, it goes into a way of escape. Now, like you said, it could be spiritual power. He can have you move through the crowd with, turn invisible. We don't know. It could be anything. It's just a way to get out.
124. Yeah, literally, that standard we're talking about Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. What would Yahweh Shai tell the disciples? With man, it's not impossible. With the Most High, anything's possible. We about to see some things that, hey, what is it saying? Habakkuk chapter 1. I will work a work in your day that you would not believe it, even though it were told to you. Just the chariots, and the how many sightings are happening is just out of this world. Over in San Francisco, you had literally them 6 orbs in the sky that made the news. It made the news, and everybody's speculating about what it is. They literally tried to say, "Oh, it's some drones for the 4th of July show," but then the people that run the 4th of July show said, "No, we didn't get any information about that."
And this is unprecedented, man. Even just going back 5 years ago, brothers would talk about the chariots, but they weren't in the headlines. They weren't, certain brothers would see it. You might have one brother make a video and upload it. It might go viral amongst Yasharala, like mini viral, but never before have chariots been all over mainstream media like this. We in that time, man.
To the point to where these different governments are coming up with UFO investigation agencies and coming out and saying, "Look, we've had declassified information for the longest time," and it's just getting to the point where the average TikToker, they twerking on the sidewalk at 2 a.m. and see recording on a channel.
And it's to the point the government, they have to acknowledge it now because it's put out there.
They couldn't just say, "Oh, that's a crazy conspiracy theory." Like everybody saw
Everybody's
this.
It was to say that covering cast shall be taken from, and some, roughly paraphrasing, you may notice like the lies of the wicked shall be cast down in that day.
Yeah.
That's literally what's happening. Esau's lies are being found out to where he can't lie anymore. The Most High is taking that left-handed energy from him to where he just can't. He got to admit to something. He got to. Of course, he's gonna lie, but he got to admit to something.
This is the first one. I'll get the second one. It's Isaiah 25:7, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations.
And that's beginning with us, the elect waking up and calling upon the names Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. Hey, brothers saying, "Oh, I think I'm Judah. Oh, I think I'm Gad, Naphtali." All that. Hey, brothers growing their beards, and the few sincere sisters out there trying to live a righteous life, and then by us preaching this word, we're taking down the covering cast amongst all the nations too. We got people out there questioning those 1948ers over there. Be like, they really don't fit anything.
Yeah.
Oh, these people do sound. Wait, Deuteronomy 20 yokes of iron. going on ships, the eagle. Esau's lies are being cast down, as it says in I think Isaiah 32. The churlish man shall no longer be called liberal.
I got one back.
Kind of.
This Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. And like you just said, he can't hide him anymore. He can't. The lies that he's putting out, that shit is being revealed now. No matter how much covering up you're doing, it's being uncovered.
He literally can't hide anymore. This is how we know how powerful this word has been. 10 years ago, you could have went to Google Images and put in Esau, Edom, and who knows what would have came up. The Power Rangers may have came up. Looking Dragon Ball Z, looking Aaron Brooks from the Saints may have came up. But now, in 2022, when you go put Esau or Edom in the description box, hey, people like the guy behind us pop up. A spirit. People like him pop up.
Everybody knows who Esau is now. Even you niggas talking about, oh, that's Japheth, so-called white man's Japheth. Y'all don't even have it. They're done.
They just don't want to admit to it because their girlfriend white, their wife's Edomite.
Yeah. You can't save Esau, G. Was it saying second Esdras, you can't save them that are destroyed, or destroy those that are saved, man.
And quit, what's it saying, Jeremiah? Quit giving your righteousness to another. We, kind of, our elder brother Yakin, I said the other day, shit, I don't want to share the kingdom with these heathens. They've had their rule. They've had their rule for thousands of years. Yeah. We've been under their feet for thousands of years. Now it's our time.
You got to be out of your mind to want to share your kingdom with the heathen.
With your enemy at that.
With Esau, Edom, with Gomorrah, with any other nation. You've been under these people for all these many years. And then when you get a chance to be in rulership, you want to share it?
Jake got a ruling class mentality.
That's why you got to get cut off.
Key word there was rulership.
Yeah.
Who are we ruling over if they're equal to us?
Yeah.
That don't make no sense. Jake bugged out, man.
I was thinking of, what you got?
Let me get this real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 28, verse 17. Judgment also will I lay to the line, and righteousness to the plummet, and the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies, and the water shall overflow the hiding place.
And that water going to this word, washing away this refuse, these lies that Esau set up, and that hail can go into what? The missiles, taking the ultimate cleanser, getting rid of all this shit.
Yeah. It said refuge of lies, which is a refuge for our people, because they made
a covenant with. Yeah. Somebody get that. Kabar, give me that. Make that covenant. Okay.
It says, and your covenant with death shall be disannulled.
And making your covenant with this place which is quickly about to go away. If something's about to go away, that means death. You made a covenant with death, just going away from your power, going away from the laws, statutes, and commandments. Your identity is a covenant with death. Delivers a Babylonian, a confused, weirdo, bug out, creep out here.
Yeah, a loser. Exactly.
With no respect, the bottom of the totem pole, just everything negative. Jake is wearing that like a garment of unrighteousness.
Black culture. It says, and your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand.
And we're seeing that right now. Jake is starting to lose everything that they hold dear on this side. You had that one Jake on World Star a couple of weeks ago who was crying in his car. He's like, life wasn't supposed to be like this. I did all this hard work.
Jake believed in the American dream.
What more do you want from me? These celebrities are bugging out on a high. Everybody that ain't in the truth is just bugging out.
Imagine you sell your soul and your asshole for fame and money, and you just see Hollywood and everything just falling apart. These movies, they're in the theater like 1 week. Like
you become the biggest laughing stock on the Oscars because some dude was making fun of your whore.
Your bald-headed wife.
Uh-oh, King Richard.
Madness.
Wow. Man. Hey, but Will Smith, you deserve that for Independence Day. That whole movie was a covenant with death,
Yeah.
making a mockery against the very same power that's coming to save you. You're gonna punch an alien. When you said "Welcome to Earth," you might as well say "Welcome to Babylon."
Yeah.
God,
Yeah, he's a huge Babylonian idol, and the Most High brought him down low.
Lord, God.
Like Will Smith used to be that dude.
He was, yeah, he was a
Yeah, it says,
shit. You even had Edomite. I remember growing up, some Edomites I knew. They were like, "Man, I love Will Smith. I love all his movies." Yeah, Edomites repping Will Smith, but now look at him.
he's like America's favorite nigga, man. It says, when the overflowing scourge shall pass
He was
through.
light skinned too.
Oh, yeah.
That's neither here nor there.
I'm like,
America's favorite light skinned.
When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then you shall be trodden down by it.
And that scourge was going into the teeth, the wild beast to tear, those to the sword, sword, the death, to the famine, the famine, ultimately getting swept away by those nuclear missiles.
God. It's back in Job 5. This is at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee.
Shit. Hey, everything's gonna be working for our benefit in that day.
God. Yeah, in the kingdom we're gonna be in league with the stones, man. Literally. Brothers gonna be manipulating the elements, brothers gonna be dealing with the copper, the gold, the silver, the amethyst, all of the jasper, the different stones that are mentioned in the book of Revelation, the 21st chapter, man. We're going to be in league with the stones. We're coming into those times.
Kind. You got that Psalms 124? You got a precept back?
yeah, I want to get this real quick.
You can break it down too.
Real quick, simple. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Like you were saying, we'll be in league with the stones. It's not just the people, but the trees gonna rejoice, not them to be cut down. The animals gonna rejoice. Everything is gonna be they're gonna be good. You know, when the righteous are actually in authority, when they're up on top and dealing out righteous rulership, not this wicked ass shit that Esau got going on.
And Romans chapter 8, it says the whole creation groaneth up until now for the manifestation of the sons of God. Shit, everything is shit. These trees are the vibration of everything is groaning. I'll never forget this one moment. One time we were out on the block at camp, and like this bird showed up, this pigeon. He looked like he needed a beer. Like that's how fucked up he was.
Yeah, that one eye was fucked up.
His feathers were all flustered, like he was in a dryer. Like he was in a dryer, and he would just, you know how they just hop? He was doing that, looking at us, just listening to the word. And guess who comes by and shoots him off? An old Edomite on a bike. Exactly. What's it saying? Isaiah 14. Hey, the trees of the wood, the firs of the trees of the wood shall rejoice because no feller shall come up against us. The whole world is going to be happy when you devils, you so-called white people, the biblical Edomites, are out of power because you destroyed every goddamn thing. Everybody just completely bugged out right now. As you just read in that Proverbs 29 verse 2. And when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Hey, drug addiction is at an all-time high. Alcohol addiction, suicides,
STDs, STIs.
everything. They got super gonorrhea now that nothing can treat. Like Godzilla, you can hit it with radiation and it still ain't gonna go out. It's just gonna grow more spikes on it.
You know, Eve is number one in that, man. Our people are number one at everything horrible.
Everything that's bad.
Everything bad. Jake is number one.
Man, sickening. Yeah, the precept. Yeah, we'll get that Thessalonians and then we'll close it out with that. And if any brothers have any more precepts in between here and there.
It's 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 7.
Just to back up that covering cast being lifted.
For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
And the mystery of iniquity had been working from the Romans until now. And he who now letteth will let until it be taken out of the way. The Most High set you Edomites up to fulfill prophecy and rule for your little season. Hey, but now you're going to have to be taken out of the way. Hey, he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. we can see you Edomites are taken out of power. We're getting taken out of power.
And at one point in time, like you said, you were a mystery. Now that you are being revealed, everything that you've been doing all these centuries, everything you've been doing all these years, it's coming to the forefront. Your wickedness is being revealed.
I made thee small among the nations. Thou art greatly despised. Everybody out here knows that you Edomites are the main root cause for every problem out here.
Yeah.
And they're boldly proclaiming it. And why are they doing it? Who started that vibration first? The men of the Lord, more specifically the tents of Judah being raised first. Because we know that whenever Judah does something, everybody else follows. Now you got Judah out here preaching this word, and then the northern kingdom's waking up, and then even these heathens are starting to get some nuts and talk shit to Esau.
Yep.
Man, how much more in the kingdom when we set that righteous vibration out? That's, man.
They've been a cancer in the earth, and it's gonna come that time when we have that big bonfire. We're gonna cut that cancer out and eliminate it shit in the earth.
They've been cancer, they've been AIDS, they've been like every horrible thing, gonorrhea, pussy ass nigga, what you gonorrhea. You've been every horrific thing out here rolled into one. You said cleft lip, club foot, lazy eye.
Everything bad, man. This nigga is just, he's the worst.
No rhythm. Not being able to season food properly.
Being a mayonnaise menace.
Yeah. Speaking, man, you got no business talking about the mayonnaise.
I'm fucking with you.
But that's besides the point.
Verse 8, it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. And
he's getting consumed with the spirit of his mouth right now through the prophets. Hey, we're the what is it? The jury or we're the prosecution right now, going before the judge.
Exhibit A, Exhibit B.
Had the little pointer.
Yeah.
See this, that. That's that guy right there.
Oh, Renaissance era. Okay, World War I, II, and III. Okay.
Vocab Malone's.
Vocab Malone's Afro. Transatlantic slave trade. Every abomination that you devils come up with, man.
Bon Jovi.
Hey, you might be a J.
Yeah, you never know.
Who knows? But it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
And that's the judgment. The prosecution has laid their case down and condemned you.
He's been found guilty.
And the next thing to come is that Isaiah 63. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? Him that is mighty to save, righteous to save. Roughly paraphrase. It said he treaded the winepress alone, and just roughly paraphrasing. Shit, let's just get it. Yeah, we'll drop that. Probably just close out with this Isaiah. Yeah, this is the brightness of his coming, which we're diligently waiting for, and shit we know is, man,
right around the corner.
It's so close you can taste it. Man, you just sit in bed sometimes. You just be wherever you at, just gathering your thoughts. You start visualizing the kingdom, like everything we've been preaching is literally here. Like it's right around the corner. And shit, all we got to do is just hold on from here on out for dear life, because we know that flood and that rain and that storm's coming in. We just got to hold on to that cornerstone of Yahweh Shai and just hope not to get washed away by it.
Isaiah 63 verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom?
Psalms 124. We'll close with that here.
With thy garments from Basra.
Mm-hmm.
That is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength? Question mark. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
Speaking of Yahweh Shai Hamashayat, whom the world ignorantly refers to as so-called Jesus Christ, who has the appearance of a dark-skinned Negro with a white woolly afro and beard, who's coming back with 2,000 plus years of anger in his heart, not just anger in his heart, but the anger of his father, Yahweh.
Wherefore art thou red in thy apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in wine fat.
And you know, when people stomp on them grapes, they get all that grape juice on them. And if you're wearing white and you get all that grape juice, you look like a bloody man. That's just symbolic for the mass death and destruction that Yahushua is going to bring. Keep going out.
I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me.
Hey, the day of the Lord is Yahushua's day to shine. Hey, we're the hype men. And man, I'm happy to be the hype man for Yahushua. Because once he gets his glory, we're going to get our glory. I just want you brothers and myself to make it. Hey, as long as we make it, everything's going to be gravy. But the day of the Lord is Yahushua's day. And he deserves for it to be his day. Look at how much he's done for the nation of Israel.
Yeah. He's the greatest leader we ever had.
The greatest man that ever existed. Hey, you just get emotional thinking about it.
Yeah, you really do. Yeah.
Imagine when we get to physically see Yahushua, the man we've been preaching about all this time. And I remember once when we were in Houston, one of the brothers made a beautiful point. Shit, how much faith is that to put your whole heart and belief into something you've never seen before in the flesh? And then when you finally see it in the flesh in all power and all glory, man, I'm just waiting. Abaratazah, hey, I make it to that point and get beamed up on the chariot. I'm just waiting to hear that, or however that horn's gonna blow. Man,
Elder Yashawamba said, even though we haven't seen it in this life, a lot of brothers actually walk with Yahushua. That's why their faith is so high.
Yeah.
We actually sat with him, part of the 80, however many.
hey, and we saw him in his lowest estate then, and we're gonna see him in his highest estate. That's the completion of it. And hey, he's seen us in our lowest state, and then once we get changed like him, as it says in that 1 John, you're gonna see us in our highest state, man. They're beautiful. Keep going on.
For I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my remnant.
Hey, and shall destroy them with the brightness of his coming.
For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeem is come.
Hey, and with each passing day, with each passing hour, with each passing minute, second, we get closer and closer to the year of the redeemed of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. And just as brothers have been saying, pray fast, do whatever you can to stay in the spirit, because we can literally see the finish line there. It's too late to get weak now. A lot of brothers have come too far, too damn far just to give up now. We can drop that. So any brothers had any closing points? And so with that, we hope you sincere Akim and Akwak were edified by another live camp. And again, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakahakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe, may brothers enduring to the end. Ababa Ball,
Ababa Ball,
Ababa Ball,
Ababa Ball,
Ababa Ball,
Ababa Ball,
Kwam Yasharala,
Kwam Yasharala,
Shalom.
Shalom.